Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com, here with your Tuesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, let's start on the hourly chart, then we'll move out to the daily. And I'm entitling this post Bears, Bears, Bears. I mean, what are we going to do with the Bears? Um, they had themselves set up after Friday and the Friday close. They had one job. They had to hold 69 and then hold this daily pivot, weekly pivot, and hold this area, and then you had the uh, right around 74, 75, you had the daily mid band coming in through there. So what do the Bears do? Immediately upon the ringing of the bell, they simply fall to the ground, and the Bulls took it, never looked back, opened it up at 69, and ramped it up to 80, 81. Once we got up there, there wasn't really much more that the day could do with itself. But, in the process, the Bulls won 69, weekly pivot, daily midband. So it was a total victory for the Bulls. So where does that leave us headed into today? Well, if you're the Bulls, you've got to get up over here. You got two areas now that are a problem for you. You got 84, which has always been a battleground, and losing that and not being able to stay over the top of that after the Yellen speech was a problem and precipitated the move down into the 57 area. And then you've got the new highs. So you've got to deal with 84, and then you're going to have to deal, I guess, it's only fair to say 84. Then you've got to deal with the Janet Yellen speech reaction high, which is up at 86.75, and then you've got to deal with the new highs. The Bulls have some pressure. If they can't get over the top of 84 today, then we may slip into some kind of a trading range, and that's fine. I mean, we're traders. If we want to be in a trading range, then let's be in a trading range. If you want to hand me a trading range from 2160 to 2180 and change, for the last week of the summer, that would be fantastic. Do I think that's what we're going to get? No. I think we're going to get something a lot more narrow. I think we're going to get something a lot choppier. Um, what the Bears want to do is get back below these levels on a sustained basis, on a closing basis. So we're talking about them having to push back below the, well, first of all, the Globex low, which comes in at 76.75. And you can see here from the daily chart, that corresponds with a bounce off the daily midband. The midband is the Globex low. So for starters, the Bears need a new Globex low. They have to at least have part of the conversation today on the tape has to happen down here. If the entire conversation happens up here, then it's no conversation. You're going to get something that looks a lot like that. And that's the Bears flop to the ground and the Bulls do whatever they want. So for starters, the conversation has to take place in this area on the daily chart. Okay? If the Bears are able to get that ball rolling, so if we get down into here, then you have to deal with, you got to deal with daily pivot, weekly pivot, 68, 69 area. The signposts have not changed. We're really not moving enough on either side to change the conversation all that much. You're just kind of moving, you're moving the pieces back and forth to see who can really take control of one of these areas and make a definitive break, whether that's a breakout or a breakdown. Because out on the daily, you can still see, as I back out, we are in a protracted summertime compression. And all these double head fakes have done right back to the mid band, you can see the bands are starting to get narrower again. Which, I mean, you wouldn't think would be all that possible, but, we're now down to, 1.36 on the bands. That's incredibly tight and incredibly fertile ground for big time price expansion. And both sides really want to be on the on the victorious end of that because it's going to define, in my opinion, the market for the fall. But for now, yesterday was all about the bulls. Bears had nothing. And unless the Bears can start having some more discussions down in this area of the daily chart, it's going to continue to be all bulls. So if you're a bull, 84, 86.75, all-time high. On the down, new Globex low, weekly pivot 72.90, 68.69. Then you can deal with yesterday's low, 64.5, last week's low, 57.5. Okay, that seems an awfully long way away if you're a bear. But hey, once the Bears get rolling, they get rolling pretty quickly. But it all begins, at least for me, at the daily midband. All right, everybody have a fantastic day. Follow us over at Twitter, at Princeton Trader. Come check out the website, princetontrader.com. Come check out the chat room. I will be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well, everybody.